We are Steve and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2062. Today we are talking about whether or not you have the personality traits of a successful land investor. Every single time we begin a new career path, right now we just started Career Path 10. The very first module is us going around the room and having everybody turn their mics and their cameras on and talk about themselves. What have they done in their lives? What were they, from a profession standpoint, what have they done or are they doing now? Do they own businesses? Just kind of get a basic overview or profile of the type of person that's in the class so that Jill and I can instruct the class, the mastermind class, let's call it, in a collaborative way that is meaningful, sending a message to the hopefully like-kind recipient so we can instruct one thing, not 20 separate things. And what we found after years and years of doing this is that there's some real specific, consistent personality traits, which we'll talk about. Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, take a deep dive into land-related topics by your request.
Okay, Vahid wrote, "Hi, I have no doubt that an application is being developed to estimate the price of any empty land using AI in the United States. I would not be surprised if we see some version of such an application within 36 months. Zillow home estimates at first were not accurate. However, they have improved. Semi-accurate empty land price estimates are definitely on the horizon. AI will estimate the price of any American U.S. property, regardless of any structures on it, due to the availability of public data."
There's no question in here. This is a statement, and I left it for Friday because all 5 of these shows this week kind of go together. They're the questions that we get a lot, and I believe what this person is saying is absolutely true, and I want you to process it as a land person or a real estate investor of any kind as a listener, because this will happen, and I believe it's going to happen much sooner than 36 months from now. In fact, it'll take it to a much different level. I think what will end up happening is an application will be written that joins the personality and the personal circumstances of a landowner and the actual statistics about the land that they own, and give them some type of rating,
grading or something,
whether or not this is a logical acquisition candidate or they're a very logical seller. This is already happening, all of this.
It is, yeah.
And the more contents of a database for a very specific person, which for us is to profile and identify who wants to sell their land. Right now, we send out 100,000 letters. We let the mail do its work. That is the data set. And then what happens is that the recipient of the landowner, the recipient of the offer, choose themselves as a seller and contact Jill. Mm-hmm. What this is it's reversing it. You're taking that data and choosing that person without them even knowing it based on the statistics that are going on in their life and profiling them as a seller. So what's the difference? There's no difference. The end result is the same. The data chooses that person or the person chooses themselves. Mm-hmm. The issue with this, like all applications, is it makes it more efficient and faster and cheaper.
It's going to be interesting. You're saying well, here's the obvious. You're reading the obituaries. We all know what's going on, when grandma was living alone in the house. We got a pretty good idea what's going to happen. After that, the house is going to be on the market.
So your job and my job is to figure out how you're going to manipulate this data and utilize it to your financial benefit without breaking any laws and hopefully any real ethics.
That's the
whole deal.
That's the ethics part. But that's a whole nother topic.
So when people ask us, and we'll move on to the question here, when people ask us, how is AI going to affect the real estate industry? The question is way, way, way bigger than that.
Yeah.
The question is, how will computers profile out of massive databases people so that you can manipulate them to do what you want? Who is most logical to buy a Volvo in the next 36 months? And it's the person that's been on Volvo's website for 8 hours straight and then or has consumed Volvo's content, that's what Google is. That's why Google's free, because you are the product.
Yeah.
Google is one big, massive profiling machine.
True. Good one.
As is social media. Today's topic: do you have the personality traits of a successful land investor? As I said earlier in the episode, Jill and I have the pleasure and luxury of instructing the Career Path class today. Right now, we're in Career Path 10, and we asked everybody, who are you? Why are you here? And here's some of the traits. I'm just going to make a list that I kind of brainstormed before the episode, and Jill we can talk about it. Persistence, they have that. They have a dynamic personality. It's 9 times out of 10. It's just an absolute pleasure to talk to the people that are in Career Path and listen to their journey, how they got here and why, what companies they've owned and all of that. They overcome everything. We don't have anybody ever in the 10 Career Paths that we've done who have said, I'm a victim. This just didn't go from this way for me, and I'm here taking your class because I want you to fix it for me. It doesn't enter into their mind and never has. This day and age, they have a tremendous amount of comfort in technical. We have a lot of technical people in Career Path, me included, or career salespeople like Joe. And both of those personality types, are dynamic. They get up in the morning and they say, how can I make this more efficient? I'm past my 10 deals. How can I get to 100? I'm going to look at that from a tech standpoint. Joe's going to say, I got to get on the phone more. Or geez, Jack, the people that are calling suck. Can you get better, more qualified people to call me? Because I can close more deals that way. Patience.
How does that apply to you?
Seem like it. I have no patience for a lot of stuff, the majority of stuff. I have a huge amount of patience for computer-driven issues. I'll sit for hours and hours and work on a computer-driven issue. I have a huge amount of patience for managing money, moving money around, and moving assets and money around a balance sheet. I have a lot of patience for that for some reason. I do not have a lot of patience for talking through problems with people. I think computers don't have any motivation. Money doesn't have a motivation. It is what it is. But people have... When you're in a conversation with a person, they've had 50 plus years of stuff that they're bringing to that conversation, and you don't know what that is. And it's usually bad, not good. They're open-minded to change. There's been a few people in Career Path that have come to us multiple times now that I'm thinking about it in Career Path, taking Career Path again, because they just can't get to the answer to this question. I've been doing it this way for years, and it doesn't work anymore. So the answer to that question is you need to look in the mirror and figure out how your business is going to change, or worse, how you have to change to adjust. That's very tough for some people.
Well, what's great is the people in Career Path, they're there because they are open-minded to change.
Most of them.
That's why they're there. They're like, well, I need to know what I'm missing. Help me fix it.
I'll never forget it. We had a person in Career Path a lot of years ago, early on, that said, I did what you guys said. I sent all the mail out. I priced it. And a lot of people called back. And about 2 or 3 people emailed back. And I emailed those 2 or 3 people, and they didn't call me. They didn't contact me again. And Jill said, well, did you call the people and, arrange a time to sit and talk about it? So, oh, no, I'm not going to talk to anybody. That's just not a willingness to change. They all have some type of accomplishment. I've said this loud in this environment and certainly in Career Path. Whatever you have, whatever success you've had in the past, you will have that buying and selling land.
That's good.
Whatever you have failed at, if you failed at 98% of the stuff in your life, in the life that you've tried, this buying and selling land is not going to work. But if you have an existing company, or you have a history of buying and selling companies or improving them, this is going to be the greatest ride of your life financially, because you're going to subconsciously apply all that success to this.
That's good.
Attitude. Jill's got a great attitude. Jill wakes up. People have asked me, like my guy friends ask me this, does she just wake up happy like this? I'm like, yeah. She's not the problem. I am.
Thanks.
To which they say, yeah, that makes sense. Organization. So we have a lot of people in Career Path, not necessarily now, but over the years, who come to us and say, I made $2 million last year. I'd like to make 10. I'm the most disorganized, scatterbrained person there ever was. And I love that, because we can really solve that. I'm very organized. Jill's not as organized. Although we're pretty close, both of us.
Yeah. I've had to adapt and overcome.
last thing on my list here is consistent, and then Jill's going to take a crack at it. And consistency.
No, I love your list. I don't have anything else to add.
Consistency is really hard. Consistency is one of the things I struggle with. Consistency is really hard to implement. My only way to address consistency is organizational.
Yeah, with the calendar.
Yeah,
making it happen.
If I woke up every day and just did what I felt like doing, that would be the end of my career.
Including today. Yeah.
So these are some of the traits. But
I love it.
The one that I really have to hone in on before we end the topic is whatever's happened in your life up to the point where you're trying to buy and sell land or break into the real estate business or continue your real estate career. This will be a continuation of that. You're not going to see just a magical 100. There's no magic in buying and selling land that makes it easier than buying and selling houses. There's just a different set. There's a different set of stuff to do.
That's fair. No, I love your list. I don't have anything else to add. I think that was perfect.
Join us next week for 5 more interesting episodes. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.